why most traders will still be broke in 2026. And alam ko marami ang tatamaan dito, and this is going to be very uncomfortable. Pasintabi lang sa mga possible na masaktan, but I have to do this kasi I believe maraming traders ang kailangan makarinig nito. Ano ba talaga yung reason bakit nangyayari yung mga ganitong scenario? Statistics na to Marami talagang traders ang masusunog. In fact, 80% and only 20% traders lang talaga ang naging profitable. Not because crypto failed, not because hindi gumagalaw yung Bitcoin, but because they never change who was operating the account. Ibig sabihin, ano ba yung pagkatao mo or yung identity mo as a trader the moment you operate your account? Kasi at the end of the day, same chart lang naman, same market, same opportunities, pero bakit nag-iiba yung outcome? Because again, the operator, which is the trader, stay the same. Let's be honest, no, every year crypto gives us new narratives. Pansin nyo nung 2017 sa mga OG dito. 2017 nandyan yung IDO, initial DEX offering, tsaka mga ICO, initial coin offering. Ang dami. Tapos moving forward, pagdating ng 2020, nagkaroon ng DeFi. Tapos 2021, pumasok na yung Axie, Play to Earn, tas NFTs. Iba-ibang narrative. So, iba-ibang token, iba-ibang cycle. But of course, this is going to be a new chance to win. And yet, accounts still die at the same rate. Yung mga liquidation, nagpa-pile up. Kaya kung pupunta kayo sa coinglass.com, makikita nyo doon, ang dami pa ring mga liquidations. So, let's be honest, if market keeps moving, but the results stay the same, then the problem isn't the market anymore. The problem is the trader or the operator. There are two type of traders. Same BTC chart, parehas din naman yung time frame. They're trading the same session. So, with trader A follows the rules and then stop trading when invalidated na yung setup niya and slowly compounds and still trading standing after drawdowns. Pero i-compare naman natin to with trader B na nag-chase ng mga moves, ng mga pumps, tapos yung mga stop loss binababa, ginagalaw, tapos nagre-revenge trade. Eventually, they reset every few months with the same excuses. Ano ba yung sure nito na nagre-reset every few months? This time, eto na, siseryosohin ko na talaga. This time, magde-deposit ako, eto na talaga, siseryosohin ko na, eto na to. The biggest question is why most traders lose? Most traders don't lose because they lack indicators. Marami akong nakitang trader na hindi naman gumagamit ng indicator, naked chart kaya tawag nila doon. They're just using saktong volume profile lang. They're profitable. Tas price action. But in reality, most traders lose because they over-leverage. And ano pa? FOMO, they refuse to cut losses, never sila nagjo-journal, and never sila nagde-define ng rules. And every trade becomes emotional improvisation. Hope disguised as a strategy. Let's say, bumagsak yung price, tapos naka-leverage pa. Okay lang yan, akit pa yan. Or magdadagdag pa. Gambling disguised as trading, and the market punishes those traders na ganito yung ginagawa at ganito yung behavior sa market every time. That's a cold hard truth about it. Ito talaga yung isa sa purpose kung bakit ko nilalabas yung mga ganito, kasi parang paulit-ulit na lang na kahit anong post mo ng motivation. Kaya nga siguro si Boss Kai naging demotivational speaker na So ayun. Dahil marami talagang nadadali sa ganito. Yes, I agree, motivation is powerful. Motivation feels powerful lalo na after a big win, and of course after a painful loss, and you promise yourself na okay, this time nagbabago na talaga ako. But in reality, yung motivation natin nag-i-spike lang yan Ano sunod mangyayari? Mag-fade na naman yan. But traders who have discipline, yung discipline kasi guys, discipline it is quiet, it is boring, and it is unattractive. Pero yung discipline na ginagawa mo, it compounds. Ano itsura ng discipline? Sabihin natin, mag-journal ka ng trade mo. So right now siguro nakakatamad siya, pero kung ginawa mo siya within 5 days, nagawa mo siya, sunod yan gagawin mo yung pang 6 day hanggang makumpleto mo yung 30 days. And pag binalikan mo yung journal mo, magugulat ka na lang na, uy, kaya ko pala gawin yon. And that's discipline. That's what it looks like to be disciplined. Even ako, hindi rin naman ako perfect na trader. Hindi rin naman ako malupit or magaling. Pero the thing that I can lean on is yung discipline. Kasi discipline will never fail you. But motivation can fail you. But discipline, never ka i-fail niyan. Kasi once na build mo na yon, you already know what it looks like. Alam mo na ang itsura nun. Kaya whenever you fall from that discipline, alam mo at na-visualize mo, ganito dapat yung ginagawa ko Ganito dapat yung action or step na ginagawa ko. Because, syempre, hindi rin naman ako perfect. May mga time din na social media, that's another part ng minsan pagiging undisciplined ko. Pero, syempre, babalik ulit ako na, wait lang parang nakakaisang oras na ako nag-i-scroll dito Okay. So, nakakabalik agad ako. I always remember na, ito dapat yung ginagawa ko. And very important na ma-visualize nyo siya at magawa nyo siya. Kasi, once na magawa mo yon at makita mo na ito yung itsura nun, madali ka makakabalik sa discipline na yon. Kaya, kung bored ka, push mo lang talaga, push mo lang. At the end of the day, you will benefit from that. Paano nga ba mag-isip ang mga professional traders? Ang kailangan natin dito guys is yung tinatawag nating identity upgrade. Lagi ko ito sinasabi sa mga students ko kung babalik ka pa rin kung sino ka before, nung hindi ka pa nagtitrade tapos magtitrade ka ngayon, then may mga triggers dyan na magre-revenge trade ka, lalabas yung madali ka mainis. So that's why it's very important to have this kind of identity upgrade. Because in reality, professionals don't trade feelings. They don't trade what Citi is saying today. Okay? Kanyari sinabi ko, akit yung price or bababa yung price. Kasi ako, nagkakamali din ako. But in reality, professional traders, they trade yung rules nila. Because when rules are decided, kahit pumasok yung emotions mo, tapos discipline ka na, at the end of the day, susundin mo pa rin yung rules mo. Pero if rules decided when emotions were neutral, then eventually, it will be easy for you to execute that. Because rules decide risk, rules decide exits, rules decide survival. Kaya dito sa sinasabi ko, wala kayong maririnig na, nag-decide ako mag-exit kasi happy na ako eh. Yes, dumaan din ako dyan. Don't get me wrong, dumaan din tayo dyan. But hindi yun nagbigay ng resulta kung bakit tayo naging consistent It's all about rules. Alam ko marami sa atin ayaw ng rules. But if you want your trading to work out for you, then ito yung kailangan gawin. Kahit ako ayoko ng rules. Mahilig nga ako Pag sabi ng ganito, iba yung gagawin ko. Pero syempre, I want this trading to work out, then I have to adapt. At the end of the day, the market only responds to your behavior. Sabi naman ni Earl, ask ko lang, required po ba talaga beginner na aralin lahat ng strat when it comes to trading analysis? Lalo na po sa mga candle structures kasi po may pagkakataon po na may predictions. However, nagre-reverse yung trade, sir. Paano nyo po nakakalma yung sarili nyo na tama yung analysis nyo po at hindi kayo maglulos? So, I believe very counterintuitive itong magiging sagot ko sa inyo. Sa trading po kasi, alam ko trading dapat mag-create ka ng pera, business ito, dapat kumita ka. Counterintuitive talaga siya. Dapat unahin mo muna yung skills mo. And if you want to learn this skill set kung paano mag-trade, meron kang nakaalat na budget. Ito kasi yung mga unspoken rule dito sa industry na to, na dapat pala meron kang budget sa sarili mo. Magkano yung budget mo? Let's say sabihin natin, budget enough para seryosohin mo yung trading. I'm not sure kung magkano yung yung lifestyle mo or yung capacity mo. May iba, okay sila with $100. Yung iba, hindi nila siniseryoso yung $100. Kailangan nila gawing $10,000. May iba, hindi sila komportable with $10,000. Kailangan nila ibaba ng 1,000. We are in different walks of life. To put it simply, ang sweet spot doon, ano yung amount doon na masasabi mong tuition fee mo yun at yun yung point na siseryosohin mo siya. Na kung ano yung dapat gawin, gagawin mo siya. And pag nakuha mo yun, seryoso ka na sa pagtitrade, papasok ka na dito sa pag-aaral ng strategy. Now, sagutin ko yung sa tanong ng strategy. Dahil sobrang daming strategy sa internet. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Shorts, Reels, Instagram, and whatsoever pang mga social media. But, ang kailangan mo lang gawin is you need to have a structure. Iba yung maraming strategy, tapos hindi siya structured. Versus doon sa isa lang yung ginagawa mo tapos walang structure. Magkaiba din yun. Pero if meron kang structured information, ano yung step by step na gagawin mo, then doon ka makakuha ng consistency. Anong itsura nito outside trading? Ano ba yung mga step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 bago mo mabuo yung isang bagay? Ganon din dito sa trading. Meron kang step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 para mabuo yung analysis. Now for the execution, meron ka ulit step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bago ka mag-execute. So this is what we call process and methodology based execution. Because kung sasabay at sasabay ka lang sa signals, wala kang methodology doon, wala kang process doon. So ano na gagawin mo? Paano kung losing streak ka na? Syempre, revenge trade na naman, di ba? All in na naman. So that's my answer to that. Allowed setups only. In other words, allowed ka lang na mag-trade ng 2 to 3 specific setups. Wala siya doon sa setup mo, wag mo siya i-trade. Clear entry criteria. Ito yung question dito na pwede mong gamitin, no? Paano mo masasabi na itong trade na to pasok to doon sa criteria mo? Paano mo masasabi na quality to? Kasi maglalagay ka ng pera dyan. And kung maglalagay ka ng pera dyan, tapos hindi mo inaral at hindi mo alam kung pasok sa criteria, walang pa nagkaiba yan sa pumasok ka sa scam. Okay? Versus doon sa inaral mo, alam mo yung ginagawa mo, pasok siya sa criteria, then it's data. Because in reality, you don't need more setups, you need fewer. 2 or 3, okay na. Basta clear yung entry, clear yung invalidation. Pero ito yung lagi natatandaan, no? If you can't explain the trade, huwag ka na pumasok. Kung hindi mo ma-explain sa sarili mo na ba't nga ba pumasok sa trade na to, close mo na agad yun. Alam ko, prone tayo sa human nature kasi syempre nauna na excitement. Pasok na ako. Pero kung biglang doon ka pala nagtanong, close mo na agad. Mamaya ka na mag-isip Mamaya mo na isipin na ba't ka nga ba pumasok agad dun? Close mo na agad. Paano naman coach kung pumasok na ako? Once you enter the trade, always remember the plan is locked in na dapat. Kung nasaan yung stop loss mo, follow the stop loss, no moving stops. And of course, pag talo yung trade, wag mo dadagdagan. Parang ganito lang yung analogy ko dyan eh. Let's say, yung mga friends mo, alam mo na nga loser, dinamihan mo pa yung mga friends mo na loser. So dun ka na sa mga friends mo na winners. Kasi yun yung mga friends mo na magpupush sa'yo pataas. Ganun lang yun. Okay? Next rule na i-share ko sa inyo is what I call behavior rules. Di ba pag nag-average lang tayo, nagdadagdag tayo sa losers natin, hindi, tingin ko, aakyat pa to. But in reality, that's denial. Hindi mo matanggap na mali yung decision mo. And revenge trading, again, is not aggression. It's emotional leakage. So, pag nagkaroon ka na ng at least 2 losses, pause ka na, pahinga ka na. Kung gusto mo pa umisa, go lang, umisa ka pa. Pero pag naka 3 losses ka na, it means you're done. Another thing na nakikita ko sa mga traders is they don't stop trading. Hanggat hindi sila napapagod. Go lang kasi kaya ko pa. But in reality, kahit ubos na yung account, di pa naman eh. Pero yun, nagtitrigger na pala sa brain yung revenge trading. Kaya may primary rules dito is you don't stop when you feel tired. You stop when your rules say stop. Pag sinabi ng rules mo na stop ka na, stop ka na. Kaya very important yung pagjo-journal nyo. Ito guys, so example ko. Ayan, journal. Sulat nyo yung mga trading rules nyo. Okay yung digital, pero may problem with digital is na-observe ko dito sa sarili ko eh. Parang hindi siya nag-stick. Hindi siya nagsisink in for me. Kaya for me talaga, old school ako eh. Sulat talaga. And syempre, gumaganda pa yung sulat ko. Baliktad din nung high school, elementary, college. Walang kalaman-laman yung notebook eh. Pero ngayon, ang dami kong notebook for trading journal. If you journal your trade, madali mo siya matatandaan and definitely meron kang magiging rule book na lagi mo sundan. And I believe that's how professional traders do it. So I want you guys to answer this honestly. Let's say walang tumitingin sa'yo habang nagtitrade ka. Kailangan check-in mo lagi sarili mo. Ginalaw mo ba yung stop mo? Minove mo ba? Kasi malapit na tamaan ng price. Or nag-increase ka ng position size mo after ng malaking loss. Audit nyo yung sarili nyo guys. Ito yung mga questions na yun. Or tumalon ka na naman sa another strategy nung hindi na naman nag-work yung strategy na ginagamit mo. And if yes, ang sagot mo dyan, it's not strategy problem anymore. It's a discipline problem. Discipline problems are solvable with rules. Na kailangan mo lang sundan itong rule na to. Ngayon kung hirap na hirap ka, coach, ang daming rule na kailangan sundan, edi sundan mo lang muna 2. 2 rule lang muna. Yun lang muna 2. Mag-stick lang ako dito, entry, dito ako mag-exit. Yun lang. So pag nasanay ka na, then dagdagan mo. That's what we call progressive overload. Dagdagan mo siya. I want you guys to take a screenshot. So ito yung mga questions na pwede nyo gamitin. Hopefully, no, this is where change can actually happen. Na even though you're not part of the community, you're not enrolled, okay lang because, again, the purpose and advocacy of this page is for you to learn what trading really looks like. And I want you guys to have at least 1 page, 3 lines na pwede nyo gawin sa notebook ninyo. Tapos sulat nyo lang ito, ilan ba yung risk limit mo? Ilan yung maximum risk per trade mo? Maximum daily loss. Next, ito yung rule mo. If I hit my daily limit, mag-i-stop na ako. No exception. No more, pwede pa akong isang mag-trade. Wala nang ganun. Next, ilagay mo dyan yung allowed setups mo. Coach, paano kung isa lang? Di isa lang. Huwag mo na i-push yung 3. Next, ano yung mga stop conditions mo? Mag-stop ako ng trading ko immediately if, I take 2 consecutive losses. I feel the urge to revenge trade. Mafe-feel mo yun kaya nakakalam yan. I catch myself wanting to move a stop loss. So, itong basic rule na to, hopefully, it will save you at least. I believe 2026 will reward rule-based traders and it will punish emotional ones. Hindi pa rin mababago. The charts will be the same, yung volatility will be the same, the opportunity will exist. The only difference will be the trader, yung behavior nyo. Because at the end of the day, it has to be rules over feelings, systems over hunches, and discipline over motivation. Kasi yung motivation nawawala yan, nag-fade yan. And always, you have this freedom guys, always choose who you want to become.